Ant Mill! No, not your Aunt Mill. This is Ant Mill! An ant mill is an observed phenomenon in which a group of army ants are separated from the main foraging party, lose the pheromone track, and begin to follow one another, forming a continuously rotating circle, commonly known as a death spiral, because the ants might eventually die of exhaustion. Okay, maybe singing the title Ant Mill in a positive light wasn't the best idea. Stop it! I imagine this experience is equivalent to someone using Google Maps in a subway. Judaism in Rugrats? Tommy's actions towards Dill in the Rugrats movie parallel the sacrifice of Isaac. What? Film synopsis of the Rugrats movie. This animated comedy finds Tommy Pickles trying to return his baby brother to the hospital after being warned by his mean-spirited friend, which is Angelica, that once his new sibling is born, his parents won't care about him. But soon after they embark on the mission, Tommy and his friends lose their way in the woods and get in trouble with a pack of wild monkeys who have escaped from the circus. What are kid shows? Worse than that, what is my childhood? Does Tommy plan to sacrifice Dill to the monkeys or something? Why are the monkeys villains? Parallel play? Ooh, what's these? Parallel play is a form of play in which children play adjacent to each other, but do not try to influence one another's behavior. Children usually play alone during parallel play, but are interested in what other children are doing. Well, nice to know there's a legitimate psychological term for the thing that I always like to do with my partner. Doing our own thing, and don't you dare interrupt my thing! But don't leave me, too. Don't leave me, don't come near me, don't leave me. Your uncle. I've never seen it written that way before. Christmas creep is a merchandising phenomenon in which merchants and retailers introduce Christmas-themed merchandise or decorations before the traditional start of the holiday shopping season, which in the United States is on the day after Thanksgiving. The term was first used in the mid-1980s. So at a certain point, isn't it just the norm? We literally have the idea of Christmas in July being a thing. I mean, at this point, Christmas starts in July now. Congrats, America, you finally get to experience the Christmas that Australia only ever gets to experience. Your family gathering around the nearest source of cool air in thongs. In what? Well, at least a pair of them. Oh god. Squirrel fishing, because it's not animal abuse if it's only psychological. Squirrel fishing is the sporting practice of catching squirrels and attempting to lift them into the air using a nut, preferably a peanut, tied to a string or fishing line, and, optionally, some kind of fishing pole. I don't know why, but I love this caption. This squirrel is just about to catch the peanut. You know what meatloaf is made of, so get ready for feetloaf! Same sort of context. Feetloaf is a novelty dish intended to be served on Halloween. That is indeed frightening, yes. Dave Rule. Dave Rule is an inside joke in Silicon Valley startup culture that posits that if a work team includes as many women as it does people named Dave, it has achieved acceptable gender balance. This is either a joke about the difficulty of trying to find enough women to fit their diversity quota, or sexism. You don't understand. If we have more women, the thermostat in the office will go higher. Security issues. In 1999, hackers revealed a security flaw in Hotmail that permitted anybody to log into any Hotmail account using the password At the time, it was called the most widespread security incident in the history of the web. Damn, if only I knew that trick in primary school, I would have been the coolest kid. Digital omnivore. Best explained with a photo. Here we see one cuddling with multiple devices. More than half of that will be considered outdated and therefore wasteful junk in less than 2 years. Hooray for consumerism! Pointy Talk Card. A Pointy Talk Card, or Point Talk Card, is a sheet used for communication between people who do not share a mutual language. So it's kind of like showing your friend manga who has never seen anime in their life ever. This isekai is great, but it doesn't have my favorite waifu, you know? The tree that owns itself.
First they have a monopoly on our literal oxygen, and now they get personal rights? I'm telling you people, those trees, they know which one of us brought live trees home for Christmas.
The tree that owns itself is a white oak tree that, according to legend, has legal ownership of itself and of all land within 8 feet, 2.4 meters, of its base. Ladies and gentlemen, it is thankfully a false alarm. I've decided to look up the wiki myself. Turns out, it fell in 1942. So we're safe, it's good, we're gone now, don't need to read further, it's all good. Goodall, whose research on chimpanzees spans more than 60 years, has stated that dogs are her favorite animal. I'm a mother who loves caring for others.
That's why you love me, don't you, Mum?
You bet I love caring for others, yep, Hyperpotamus in Columbia. Hyperpotamuses are an introduced species in Columbia. 4 hyperpotamuses were kept by Pablo Escobar in the late 1970s, and upon his death in 1993, allegedly, they were allowed to wander his unattended estate. By 2019, their population had grown to approximately 100 individuals, causing concerns they may harm the native flora and fauna in the area. It's very nice that these animals have been given a sense of freedom at the possible cost of the safety of other animals. Extreme ironing! Yep, this is actually a thing. Extreme ironing, also called is an extreme sport in which people take ironing boards to remote location and iron items of clothing. Okay, now I have a few quips with this though. Technically, to be ironing, one must be successfully ironing. I can't say I'm flying if the only direction I'm going is down. I don't see that thing plugged in. I don't see a shirt. What are you ironing, huh? Liar! Garden path sentence. A garden path sentence is a grammatically correct sentence that starts in such a way that a reader's most likely interpretation will be incorrect. The reader is lured into a path that turns out to be a dead end or yields a clearly unintended meaning. So if I'm reading this right, it's meaning that upon reading the word garden path sentence, you think, oh, it's got to do with the garden path, but you're wrong. It doesn't. It's got to do with the meaning of the garden path sentence. It hurts my brain so much I think I've burnt away some grey matter. Oh wait, examples! The horse raced past, the barn fell. Okay, that should make more sense now. Yeah, I get it. If you don't get it, that's on you, really. I get it though, so. Lampshades made from human skin. There are 2 notable instances of lampshades made from human skin. Oh, that's nice. Why 2? Why not 0? That's a good number. Let's aim for that number. A cleaning station is a location where aquatic life congregate to be cleaned by smaller creatures. Such stations exist in both freshwater and marine environments, and are used by animals including fish, sea turtles, and a beautiful ecosystem where creatures are too lazy to learn to clean themselves up and just rely on the scavenging peasants.
This could be us, but society be playing. What with their desire for equality and fairness? I'm sick of using a napkin. Ugh, the effort.
You filthy dirty boy, come clean up my face.
Look at these 2 images. Some people may be able to see the color red-green in this image by letting their eyes cross so that both plus symbols are on top of each other. Okay, I actually suck at doing these things. I don't know why. When it comes to trying to cross your eyes, nope, can't do it well. Didn't max out that skill in my run. I applied too many skill points to disappointing my parents.
999 phone charging myth.
The 999 phone charging myth is an urban myth which claims that if a mobile phone has low battery, then dialing 999 or any regional emergency number charges the phone so it has more power. Okay, is it weird to say that I kinda would be up for this being a feature in phones? Like, you're so used to your battery lasting a certain while, but then when you genuinely need it for an emergency, your phone basically has a mini backup generator of sorts. There you go, Apple, you're welcome. Free new gimmick that actually isn't that beneficial.
Oh no, please don't take me back to the cringy decisions of my childhood. Naruto run. Yes, the Naruto run. 13-year-old me.
Surely if they run like this in the anime and go real fast, it's because this makes you go faster. Oh god.
The Naruto run, or ninja run, is a running style based on the way the characters run, leaning forward with their arms outstretched behind their backs. I'm just so thankful I had the mindset not to do this in school and in as public of spaces. Now, I know some of you may think it's funny, but just understand, I did this unironically. I thought it looked cool. That is the problem here. Who's Your Daddy TV series. It was a Fox television primetime 90-minute special hosted by actress Finola Hughes. The show's premise was that an adult who had been put up for adoption as an infant was placed in a room with 25 men, one of whom was their biological father? If the contestant could correctly pick out who was their father, the contestant would win $100,000. I mean, that's one way to invest in your child's future. Put them up for adoption and hope there's a TV show that's willing to bank on it. Closing time effect refers to the phenomenon that people's perception of other people's attractiveness increases as it gets later into the night. Well, lesson learned. If I'm truly attracted to someone, I'll take them for Macca's brekkie. The Truman Show delusion, also known as Truman Syndrome, is a type of delusion in which the person believes that their lives are staged reality shows, or that they are being watched on cameras.
Yeah, what a delusion. Thinking that there's CCTV out there or webcams that can be hacked into. What a ridiculous idea to live in.
Bliss is the default computer wallpaper of Microsoft's Windows XP operating system. Basically that green hill. I assume it's that green hill, which in real life isn't that green. It is estimated that billions of people have seen the picture, possibly making it the most viewed photograph in history. Fascinating statistic, not as high achievable as a feat if you've kind of forced it into everyone's faces. Student syndrome. There's a lot of syndromes in these wiki entries. It refers to planned procrastination, when, for example, a student will only start to apply themselves to an assignment at the last possible moment before its deadline. This eliminates any potential safety margins and puts the person under stress and pressure. According to one academic source, it is done in order to induce a level of urgency high enough to ensure the proper amount of effort is put into the task. Huzzah! No longer can I be ashamed over the fact that maybe I just have some anxiety as to whether or not I'm going to do a good enough job, so I keep pushing it off because I keep wanting to relax and find some comfort because I'm constantly afraid of how the assignment's going to turn out. No, it's clearly my intellectual superiority, knowing exactly how much time I need to complete this assignment and therefore will only allocate such time as necessary. I'm essentially a wizard from Middle-earth. Take that, every English teacher in high school! Museum fatigue is a state of physical or mental fatigue caused by the experience of exhibits in museums and similar institutions.
I was going to criticize what a world we live in where our society gets exhausted from walking around and learning things. But then again, learning things is exhausting, so
I'm gonna retract that statement from just delete, thank you. Colors of noise.
Wait, noise has color?
In audio engineering, electronics and physics, and many other fields, the color of noise refers to the power spectrum of a noise signal, a signal produced by a stochastic process. Wow, pretty. Noise can bleed. The Mad Pooper is the nickname given to an unidentified woman in Colorado Springs, Colorado, United States, who repeatedly defecated in public while jogging during the summer months of 2017. I remember this story. Good times. Procter & Gamble offered her a free year supply of its Charmin brand toilet paper if she turns herself in. Yeah, I'm sure that's a real great trade-off. Hey, deal with unending ridicule and public scrutiny for this thing, but you'll get some toilet paper! Three Wolf Moon is a t-shirt featuring three wolves howling at the moon. The numerous satirical reviews for this on Amazon.com have become an internet phenomenon. The t-shirt was designed by artist Antonia Neshev. A moment of silence for those out there who bought this shirt unironically and genuinely thought they were cool. Oceanic feeling. In a 1927 letter to Sigmund Freud, Romain Rolland coined the phrase oceanic feeling to refer to a sensation of eternity. A feeling of being one with the external world as a whole, inspired by the example of Ramakrishna, among other mystics.
Cool. I coined the term nut sauce for a Nutella and tomato sauce sandwich.
It'll catch on like PB&J, you just wait. Describe this image. Go on, do it. Give up? It is clearly a 3D rendering of a skeleton showcasing bisexual lighting.
Look away, Christian children. Do not be tempted by the possibility of alternative options.
Moving sofa problem is an unsolved problem in mathematics. Such is the question, what is the largest area of a shape that can be maneuvered through a unit with L-shaped corridor? Click here for more things that'll hurt your brain.
Shaggy defense. Yes, imagine your art literally becoming a legitimate strategy or terminology in a serious court case.
A shaggy defense is a legal strategy in which the defendant denies that they were the one witnessed or recorded committing an alleged act. The strategy's name is derived from reggae musician Shaggy's 2000 single, It Wasn't Me, where he was literally caught red-handed creeping with the girl next door. Picture this, both butt naked banging on the bathroom floor. He was quoted saying, "How could I forget that I had given her an extra key? All this time she was standing there, she never took her eyes off me."
Christian children, run away! It's back!
Bisexual lighting is the simultaneous use of pink, purple, and blue lighting to represent bisexual characters. It has been used in nightclubs as well as in studio lighting for film and television. You know what? That actually explains that weird experience I had at a bar one time.
That wasn't my fault. No, I didn't kiss that guy because I liked him. Oh, it was the lighting. It was the lighting, of course. Hey, is that a walk-in closet?
Baker Miller Pink. also known as Basikwane or Skabang or Duktabang, is a tone of pink which has been observed to reduce hostile, violent, or aggressive behavior. Oh, please do prove this theory by just dunking a whole paint bucket of Baker Miller pink on someone and see how calm they are. List of films Bill Murray was considered to appear in. Oh, I know about this! Oh, here we go. American actor and comedian Bill Murray has been known for not having an agent or manager, and that the only way he accepts roles offers is by responding at random to messages from an unlisted, toll-free telephone number that he created. This arrangement has made it difficult for filmmakers to contact Murray and cast him in their films. As a result, Murray has gained a reputation for missing out on a number of opportunities to portray certain characters in films he was considered to appear in. The following is a list of films Murray turned down or missed out on.
And assuming we can be bothered finding the list, here they are! Yeah, well done!
Rap rage. Rap rage, also known as package rage, is the common name for heightened levels of anger and frustration resulting from the inability to open packaging, particularly some heat-sealed plastic blister packs and clamshells. Does no one have scissors at home? Is that just not a thing anymore? Did we just phase out scissors from existence? Gombe Chimpanzee War. The Gombe Chimpanzee War was a violent conflict between two communities of chimpanzees in Gombe Stream National Park in Tanzania, lasting
From 1974 to 1978, damn, it was a 4-year war? How nice of us humans recording their history for them.
Dancing Plague of 1518. The Dancing Plague, or dance epidemic of 1518, was a case of dancing mania that occurred in Strasbourg, Alsace,
modern day France. Just call it France!
in the Holy Roman Empire in July 1518. Somewhere between 50 and 400 people took to dancing for days. Controversy exists over whether people ultimately danced to their deaths.
I mean, nowadays we just call them music festivals, so.
Foot carrot. Apparently this needs to be in Wikipedia. This is recognized, apparently, as deserving to be part of human history. Well done, humanity. Jazz. At least I think that's what it is. That or it's something else that's a bit more discolored and should use an I instead. Empathy in chickens. Oh, this might turn people vegetarian. Empathy in chickens is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another chicken. The Biotechnology and Biological Sciences Research Council's Animal Welfare Initiative defines and recognizes that hens possess a fundamental capacity to empathize.
Well, I'm glad I buy free-range eggs. No guilty conscience for me.
What about chickens for meat that are left in cages?
No guilty conscience for me!
Relationships between characters in Love Actually. Gotta really hand it to a movie that can be as complicated in relationships as Game of Thrones, yet only be under 2 hours long. Terminological inexactitude.
What?
Terminological inexactitude. God damn it. Terminological inexactitude. First try. Is a phrase introduced in 1906 by British politician Winston Churchill. It is used as a euphemism or
Okay, for goodness sake, guys.
circumlocution, meaning a lie, untruth, or substantially correct but technically inaccurate statement. For example,
I am the best narrator on EmKay.
is substantially correct, but technically inaccurate as Robin and Lexi aren't dead, and Damien is an omnipotent god now and sees us as lesser beings unworthy of his time.